Well, hey guys, Greg with the G Barker Adventure Chronicles. Welcome to my channel. Today I am going to do what's in the bag and a setup video on this particular tent right here, which is the GeerTop Bivy 2 tent. So let's get right into it right now. So let's get into it right now. Get the bag opened up here. And again, this is a bivy type tent, which means it's basically like a sleeping bag, very low to the ground. I believe it's at the tallest height is like 2 foot off the ground. We'll get all this stuff out of the bag. And it looks like we have the storage bag right there, along with some poles and some stakes. And as far as the stakes go, let's check this out here a minute. How many come with it? Look, they're fairly heavy duty, and they're more like a shepherd's hook type stake. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, there's 8 heavy duty shepherd's hook style stakes, and then the storage bag. And right here's your poles, and there's 3 of them. There's one small one and then 2 larger ones right here. And the 2 larger ones, those are for the head area, and the shorter ones for the foot area. So there's your rods, your stakes, the carrying bag for the stakes, and then you do have the carrying bag for the rods too. And then right here is the tent body. And the nice thing about it, it is kind of a camouflaged color pattern, which is nice. Well, let's get this tent set up. Okay, we'll put the foot in first. Put it through the sleeve. And you'll see those be some eyelets, which I'll show you once we have it all set up. Just hook them in those little eyelets right here. There's one on each side of here. And that gives you the shape for the foot, which is kind of nice. We'll stake the 4 corners down. Run the rods through the sleeves and attach them to these little brass grommets, which I'll show you in a close-up in a minute. And it's kind of different because what you do is you take the back sleeve and those face forward and hook into the front grommets here, and then we'll put the other one in. And these will attach to the middle grommets. Put that through there, and again we have the same brass grommets. These little brass grommets right there, that's what you hook your pole into. And then you basically have the back sleeve right here, where the rod goes to the back sleeve, attaches to the front hooks on both sides. You can kind of see how it does the arch all the way around and back, and that's the back sleeve. And then the front sleeve goes the opposite direction, comes around, hooks into the middle grommets right there. So you're basically crisscrossing your little rods. And what's nice about it, if you look at it, that gives you quite a bit of headroom in the front there. And then what you do once you've got that done is you take your other stakes And you actually have 2 vents on here as well. So you can see there's a vent right there, which is in the back. And then just pull that out until she's taut. And put your stake in the ground, like so. And that gives you a vent at the foot of your sleeping area. And then you'll basically have the same thing on the front. Got a nice big vent right there. Stake it down. And there again you see you got a nice little cover on top of there. And then there's 2 more stakes. And those are for staking down the midsection right here. So we'll want to run the stake through the sleeve and then put tension on it, pull it out, and stake those down as well. And then the same thing on the other side. And that is basically your setup for your GeerTop Bivy 2 tent. Then to get inside the bivy tent, you'll have zippers over on the side here, and you actually unzip the cover. Has Velcro along there too to hold the zippers together, give you water resiliency, and then just flips back and you got that nice nylon mesh right there as well. And then you'll have another zipper up in here, over there, pull it off, and that's how you open the net up so that you can get inside the bivy tent. And as you can see, it gives you a pretty good amount of space in the head area of the tent. You do have 2 nice pockets, one there and one there, so you can put your wallets, cell phone, whatever in there, and you can see the vent right there. And they have this nice little strap here so that you can put an air mattress in there, and that'll hold your air mattress into place. And I was looking at, as far as the stitching and whatnot, you can see all your seams in the floor and the fly are all seam taped, which is nice. Your zippers and everything's all double stitched. Things right there, you get double stitching, which is nice. So it appears to be put together fairly well as far as loose threads. So there's a few, but not too bad. But nonetheless, there are some loose threads. Most of them are like over here where it's underneath the seam tape. I don't know if you can see that or not, but you can see the thread there, but it's covered up by the seam tape. And just a quick rundown on the steps that you need to take. First thing you would do, obviously, is lay the tent out. And then you want to stake out your 4 corners all the way around. Then once you have your 4 corners staked out, you want to slide your rods in. You got the foot one, which is only 1, and then hook the ends into the little brass grommets right there. And do the same on the other side. And then you want to do the front. And again, the important thing on here is that you want to take the rear sleeve and connect the end of the rod to the front corners on both sides, and then take the front sleeve and connect that to the mid grommets on the side so that it creates this cross area there, and that's what's going to give you the good head height. And then basically take your vent and stake it out on both ends. It's really not that difficult. Once you do it once, it's going to be pretty easy, and doesn't take up a lot of space in your backpack, so it's very, very compact. So yeah, it just depends on the type of camping that you like to do. I mean, for stealth camping, this would be awesome. Just low to the ground. Does have some camouflage on it. And one other thing that's kind of nice too is that they do actually have the instructions sewn inside the bag, both in, looks like Chinese and English. But yeah, so it has all the instructions on how to set the tent up. But you can see I've actually got a pretty decent amount of space. I'll let you look down toward the foot there. If you can see down there, you can see there's the vent where my feet are, and see how my feet are quite a ways up from quite a ways down from where the top of the bivy sack is, or the bivy tent is. And that's going to help control condensation. Plus you have this nice mesh all the way around through here, which you can close off in the case of rain. There's the front vent, as you can see, right there to let air in. Plus you have two nice little pockets right there for storing stuff. And you got reinforcings where things need to be reinforced, which is nice. Although now that I've been sitting in here for a little bit, granted there's no wind blowing or any breeze, I'm getting pretty sweaty in here. But if you're a minimalist and don't want a lot, I mean, it might work out very well, you know, might work out good for you. Price is definitely right on it. I'm gonna go over a few more of the specs with you, and we'll kind of go from there. Okay, here's some of the specifications. Again, it's a single wall tent. It's not a double wall tent, so condensation could be an issue in this tent. I was getting pretty warm in there even with the ventilation, but there's not a lot of breeze right now. The fly is actually a 210T PU 5,000 millimeter polyester. The floor is a 240T PU 8,000 millimeter polyester, seam tape, and everything's all double stitched. The floor size inside is 7'7" long by 2'6" wide, and that's at the widest point. And I believe it tapers down to the feet a little bit. You're wider up at the head area and shoulders, and tapers down, kind of like a coffin, I guess. The height from the ground to the top, you're looking at 24 inches from top to bottom at the highest point. And when it's packed down, you are 19 by 5 by 5 inches. Not bad. The overall weight of this tent, you're looking at 2.5 pounds. My thoughts on the GeerTop Bivy 2 tent. For certain types of camping, I guess it'd be kind of nice. To me, it's like sleeping in a coffin. And I have slept in it once. And one downfall with that style of a tent is, even with those vents in there, you do get some condensation coming through there. But another thing is, if it's warm out like it is today, it's kind of hot inside there. So you don't get a lot of air circulation, but you just kick that door open and just leave the nylon mesh. You should be fine. Unless it rains, then obviously you got to close it up. So that kind of wraps it up for my little review on the GeerTop Bivy 2. If you have any questions or comments, I'd like to hear what your thoughts are about something like this. Is this something that you would use, or would it be too claustrophobic for you? What's your thoughts? If you've had one and used it before, please leave a note down in the comments. Let me know what you thought of it. That'd be awesome. And I've used it once. That's about it. And it happened to be just the perfect day, like today, when it was supposed to be raining, and it's not even looking like rain at all. But nonetheless, anyways, that is the GeerTop Bivy 2 tent. This is Greg with the G. Bacher Adventure Chronicles, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day, and happy camping, guys. Bye-bye.